Alrighty, John and Taki. Thank you for
Okay.
interviewing with ELIME today. Um, so guys, John Antaki is a photographer, videographer, editor. He shoots wedding videos, and you've done so many more things. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So John Antaki, born and raised in Aiken, South Carolina, and I've pretty much lived here my entire life. And I got a background in mechanical engineering from Clemson, and that got pretty boring working that 9 to 5 at the desk all day. Except what's kind of funny is I got away from it by doing this photo and video stuff, and then you realize you're going to be at the desk again, editing a lot. So I'm still at the desk a lot.
Yeah, but at least you're doing something that you love.
Yeah, yeah. And do it on your own time, do your own scheduling. And
Okay,
now I get to be home with my dog and play with him whenever I want to.
there you go, there you go. So, do you have a better interest in terms of video, like videography or photography? Like, what's your favorite one to do?
Let's see. I like video right off the bat. I like video more. Um, I mean, the market's pretty saturated with photographers, but then there's a lot less videographers than there are photographers. So you get to stand out a little more easily, but you get the story, you get more emotion. Like you could do actors with emotion, you could do raw events, and you can pull emotion with a photo, but you can show someone
Yeah.
1,000 photos through a 10-second video, just like the motion of video. The motion of photo would be the video.
Okay.
So I think, and then it seems like social media is moving forward more with video. Like, it's just being a little more common, especially with cell phones, being able to take better videos. So
Okay.
I like video more.
Okay. So, how old were you whenever you decided that you really wanted to get into all of this?
That was like 3 years ago. I don't know if I want to tell people my age right now because I'm getting old. But no, it's about actually no, I might have picked up a camera longer. I might have picked up a camera like 5 years ago. Just that
Okay.
that Nikon D3200. Well, I don't even think I did a kit lens. I think I just did a bunch of research and found out that a $300 prime is going to shoot a lot better pictures than the kit lens that comes with it. So I think it was like a Nikon D3200, 3300 that I started with, plus a Sigma manual focus 50, 1.4 maybe, 1.8 or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was about 3 to 5 years ago.
Like 3 to 5 years ago. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. Cool. Cool.
that's a wide range. I think 5 years just picking up a camera, 3 years practicing a lot, and then like the last 2 years has been kind of professional work.
So, how did you get into doing like the wedding content?
Yeah, I think I just reached out to a few people and I was like,
Okay.
"Hey, could I video your wedding?" I I videoed a wedding before I photo. No, no, no. I second shot. So I reached out to a photographer that I knew locally, and I asked if I could just tag along and take some photos. So I didn't have to get paid or anything. And then so I did that twice. I think I second shot. I was the third shooter. I wasn't even second shooting. I was third shooting. So I did that twice, and then I started practicing video and like practicing video outside of weddings. And then I finally asked someone if I could video their wedding for $300. And they already had a photographer, and so they weren't planning on getting video. And I just videoed their wedding, and it turned out okay. And then
Hmm.
the next wedding I did after that was even better. And then the third wedding was like my friend's wedding in Charleston. So it was a really nice setting. So like by my third video that I did, that one turned out really good. By my standards now, it's not that great, but it was still
Hmm.
really good for just starting out.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Like, do you enjoy doing like the wedding videos? Do you find it stressful at times or?
No, so nah, I would say wedding videos are not stressful, but I've done them the most, so that's probably why I'm the least stressed.
Hmm.
It's more stressful for me to work with a company and do like an interview or something because usually you have like multiple people around like just watching you and everything's real quiet and they're kind of just waiting on you to get the job done. But uh, a wedding is an event, so you just film what's going on. But if you're
Mm,
working with a business, like you have like strict things that you got to meet.
yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. So, like, I always wonder this, like with photographers, when it comes to like, working with like, like talent and other artists, like what inspires you to like photograph someone or like a certain place? Like, is it just something that like that sparks interest inside of you naturally in the moment, or
Yeah, it's when that type of work is usually unpaid work. So like
yeah,
non-paid work is the artistic part, the hobby, the passion. It's like you're doing it because you want to. And it's funny because it comes and goes. Like say, like Mark, I've shot with you before, and I'm like, all right, let's shoot this Thursday. And I'll tell you that on a Monday. Except then Wednesday comes, I'm just like, I don't really feel like shooting anymore on Thursday because that's the artistic part. Like on one day you feel like you have this feeling and you want to
mm,
execute the feeling, except the problem is your mood changes, and it's like you know when you give a performance you have a mood, and an actor has to create his mood out of nowhere. But then I'm not acting. I'm just, if I want to create a certain style, a certain mood of shot, then I got to be in that mood to do it. And there's a possibility that you get out of that mood and then you're just in your little creative rut, or you're in a different genre
yeah,
that you're trying to hit. So sometimes I'm feeling I want to make a music video. Sometimes I want to do an acting skit. So it's like dialogue or music, or I want to make a travel film. And it's like, oh, I don't really want to get my drone out. I might be feeling lazy, or the weather's not exactly what I want. Just the creativity is really random and spontaneous, which is nice about unpaid work.
yeah, yeah. No, I totally relate to that, and I feel like so many creatives relate to that. Of one minute you feel like, hey, I want to do this, I'm inspired, and then the next minute you're like, huh, maybe I'm not as inspired to do this like I thought I was.
Yeah, and then you have to be on the same wavelength of what you're thinking with the model and with the creator.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Sometimes you might miss the mark. But so if you're not on the same page, it's just better to just like be quiet and let them do their work, because they're gonna give you something and you just gotta create what's there. And it's better to just not try and go against the vibe. Like just film what's gonna happen.
Hmm. So, do you have any moments that you're just like, I like, oh, this is when I create the best? Like, is that a thing for
Mm,
you?
I think that's like what makes a it helps you be a great photographer, videographer, if you know exactly like what to do and how to do it, and what's going to be good and what's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know if I've reached that point yet, because I can't really tell you if something's going to be good when it comes out. It's like everything I create is pretty good, but I could either direct it. So it's like if you know it's going to be good, you can direct it and call each shot. But then there's like a natural flow to where if you don't call it and you just shoot what comes up, then that'll still turn out beautiful. But sometimes if something's naturally occurring and then you're trying to force something in your mind that you're not and then you try to execute it and it turns out worse than what the natural flow would have been. So that would separate a professional, like a really good professional, from just like an average one. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like if you're trying to create something and it's not as good as what it would without you directing. So it's like if your directing could hurt it
Yeah.
sometimes. Sometimes that's a possibility.
Okay.
I
Cool. Cool.
I
Cool.
think I think that's why like a Hollywood director would probably get paid a lot more money, because they call the shots on set before
Yeah.
things happen. So they guide everything. But then me, I can't always do that. I have to just shoot it raw. I'd be like, all right, y'all two actors act, and I'm just gonna free flow and have like a safety cam. I mean, it's good to have a plan, but
Yeah.
I kind of rambled on that one a lot.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So, I think this was like 2 years ago. You like edited part of a video for like an artist, a music artist in Miami, like Gianni Blue or something. I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to know a
Johnny
little bit about
Blue.
how that went about with you
Okay.
being, yeah, in that.
Yeah, it's definitely spontaneous is how I got down there because I just drove from South Carolina to Florida because my friend Gianni's from Chicago and I have a videographer friend in Chicago and he was working with Gianni and they
Hmm.
told me they were in Miami and I was like, Miami sounds fun. So I told them I'm gonna come down and they don't mind like this extra cameraman. And it wasn't like it wasn't there wasn't a big budget to the production, but Gianni is pretty he's like moderately big. He's not like TV, but he's like good social media presence, like 30,000 followers and gets
Oh,
paid
nice.
to DJ. Yeah. And he's with a label brand called Spinning Records. And one of the videos we did, not I did, but my friend did, got 1 million views on YouTube. So that ended up being a good song.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, and he's got like hundreds of thousands of views on Spotify. But this on my end with the videography is what is nice about this work also when you're freelancing is the spontaneity. I think that's the right word. It's very I don't know. It's very spontaneous on what can happen and it's totally up to you. Like you have to reach out to people, you have to take chances, you have to take the opportunities that are there. So I ended up being able to shoot a decent quality music video because I was willing just to drive down to Miami and meet my friend and just do
Yeah,
whatever with him, even if I'm not getting paid. Like sometimes you can't be stingy,
right,
and like it's not like I got music videos under my belt and no one's asking me to do music videos, so I'm not going to be like, oh, if you're not going to pay me, I'm not going to do it. Like I don't have the videos to back up the talk, like you gotta have the work
right,
to show it.
right. Okay. So, like with everything that you do in terms of like videography and photography, do you see this being something that you really just want to do for the rest of your life?
Yeah, it's not I it
Like,
is
how about like
something.
paid and professionally, or do you see yourself doing it like eventually just on the sides? Like, where are you at with that right now?
No, I want to go. I mean, I'm all in now. I'm all in on it now, and I'm trying to grow it, to do even better. But the thing is, I think it's kind of strange if like a 50-year-old guy is like a videographer at an event. Like it just doesn't fit the bill. It might look kind of strange. Say if you're at a concert or if you're at a wedding and the guy filming it is like 50 years old. I would rather him be like 30 to like 40 or like 20 to 40. For some reason, I imagine videographers being
Hmm.
younger, especially a videographer. A photographer can be older than a videographer in my mind. And I think that's just I don't know why I think that. That's what I imagine. That's what I picture. It's probably because of YouTube. Because if you go to YouTube and you watch a videography, or if you watch a cinematographer or something, they're all going to be pretty young unless they're like that Hollywood that's an older guy and
Yeah,
super,
it's been
super
in
good
the
at what he
game.
does. Yeah. Like that's what you turn into. You turn into a boss if you're still doing it when you're that old. Because if you're still doing it when you're that old, that means you made a lot of money doing it. If you're still doing it because you were able to retire doing that line of work.
Okay.
So
Do
it's
you
a
have
hard
any
call.
do you have any other like creative interests besides what you're doing?
Hmm. I mean, if it was outside of photography and videography, creative interests. Nah, that is like I get pretty bland after that, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think this is as creative as artsy as I get. They're like, oh, you take photos, your brain must work differently. I'm like, I don't think it does. I've
Yeah,
just practiced to get good camera angles. For some reason, you practice and you don't know how you're practicing or what you're trying to do. It's just you just do it by repetition and you get better. And
yeah.
with different genres too. So I can
Hmm.
video a wedding 50 times and I'm better if I video weddings 50 times and music videos 10 times. I'm going to be better at the wedding video
Hmm.
just cuz I've done it more.
Yeah, consistency is key, and I firmly believe in that. The more that you do something and work on your craft, you'll get better at it, And, just never give up, really.
Yeah, and you get like say if you're riding a bike versus skateboarding, like so you ride a bike for 10 years and you skateboard for 2 years, I guess, or like you're BMXing for 10 years. You'll be better at BMXing. But the thing is like if you're skateboarding, you're like practicing. You're practicing very specific things, like the different tricks that you can do. But in with me with video, there's not like there are moves, there's camera movements, but you don't really just like practice them. You more so just go out and shoot, and even without practicing very specific things, you get better at it. It's really weird.
Okay. Hmm. Cool. So, like, John, within the next 5 years, where do you see yourself?
Next 5 years.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, mainly with videography and photography.
Okay, okay.
Do you have any like,
Interesting.
yeah, to be more specific, do you have like any like
Still a tough
goals? Do you have
question.
anything that you specifically like want to do?
Um, was definitely to make more money. I think scaling.
Hmm.
So I could scale my money making business by also having people work under me. So say I'm doing real estate and I gotta get a bunch of houses done, then I don't have to always be the one going out to do it. So you could scale up by having more videographers, more photographers work for you, and then having someone edit for you. But also I think just getting my portfolio expanded, because right now the only thing in my portfolio that I like the most is weddings,
Mm.
but I really need to get better at business commercials, like large industry style commercials. Uh, but in 5 years, it would be nice to have a dedicated cinema rig because right now I have hybrid photo video cameras, the Sony A7S III and the
Hmm.
A6600. Those are like 2,000, three and a half, two to $4,000 cameras. I would like to have some Canon C Canon C lines, the C70s. No, more like C500, but that's like a $15,000 cinema camera. But I would like to expand into that more. So really, in 5 years, just to be better quality, making more money, better quality videos.
Okay.
Probably still it could still be around Aiken, but maybe a larger population because it's nice. You get more models in larger populated areas. Like you can have
Yes.
more models in Charlotte than you are in Columbia, South Carolina. And
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
I
more
like that.
business opportunities too.
Okay. So, do you have any like last words or anything that you would like to say to the audience about yourself, your business, anything, any like inspirational words?
Mm, Um, I I just say put in the work. You don't you can be successful as long as you try.
Yeah.
Like and you don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to overtry. You don't have to try like a lot. Just you just actually have to like put effort in. Like you need a website, you need business cards, you need actual gear. So many people in photo and video just don't get nice enough gear. Where like gear's not everything, but honestly, you like sometimes they're afraid to take the step to buy like the nicer lens, and it will honestly make your work look better. It won't make your footage less shaky, but it'll make you look more professional. So like don't be afraid to invest into your business. Don't be afraid to pay for advertising, and reach out to people and get denied a few times. So just keep working to do more work.
Okay. Love it. So thank you so much for those words, John. I really enjoyed chatting with you, and we just want to thank you at ELIME for interviewing with us today and all of
Yeah,
that.
you go. Thank you.
So we just want to say keep creating.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right. Yeah, keep
and
creating, man.
all right, and until next time.
All
All
right,
right.
see you.